I think all three of us agree John Wall, a tremendous all-around player.
Outstanding. Speed was what jumped out at me most when I saw him first at Kentucky. Now he's been able to harness that speed as a pro, and he makes plays that very few can make as a point guard.
He gives you a lot of different looks, doesn't he?
He sure does.
And guys, John Wall, obviously one of the most electrifying players to enter the league in some time. Unreal body control, tremendous length and athleticism for a point guard. And that's one of the reasons he gets so many steals, blocks, and rebounds. All the extra things from his position that really add up.
Smith with a wide open look. Drills it from outside.
A little bit of a defensive breakdown there. He's not the guy you want to leave open on the perimeter. You've got to stay attached to him.
Thompson passes to Randall. Shot is no good. The Heat trail by 3. Wall dishes to Smith. Back to Wall. Kicks it to Batum. And that comes off the assist by John Wall. Batum's got his first 2 points of the night.
You know, guys, for Wall, the one thing he's still ironing out is his shooting stroke. It looks better every year, but doesn't necessarily go in more often, especially from 3. But even if he never becomes a great shooter, I think he'll remain one of the game's best all-around talents.
Fry with the ball. Lowry picks him up. Smith, no luck. Memphis has gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. And that's going to be a treble. He'd have gone 50% from the field, hitting 3 of 6 since the opening tip. And Wall kicks to Griffin. And he goes up strong with one hand and flushes it down.
The one-hand slam is so sweet when it's his hand doing the slam.
Oh, yeah, he is so smooth, even on a power finish like that.
And really, that's what makes him unique, that combination of power and polish.
First team foul.
Thompson against Wall. Randolph passes to Barnes. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Shot to stop the drought. And it's good. Fought through contact, gets the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
He's got so much junk in his trunk. He'll find a way to hurt you.
And a chance for just a second to check out the scoring breakdown for the Grizzlies.
Tell you what, guys, they're showing us a lot of energy early on and racking up those fast break points.
Yeah, and one thing, Clark, I've noticed is how quick their hands have been tonight. Thanks to that, they've gotten a lot of points off of turnover.
And Wall, here we go now. Cannot hit. And Memphis the other way now. Thompson dishes to Barnes. Back to Thompson. Passes it to Jordan. And it's Miami with the rebound. Fry, that's for 2. And it's Randolph with the rebound.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
And it's Barnes slamming it down.
Excellent communication between teammates on the alley-oop there.
And that's where you need to pull that off.
And you do. You have to have both ends of that play, and they were fantastic on that one.
Clark, looking around the league, there's no team that teams want to play less than the Memphis Grizzlies. They just wear you down.
Well, they play a physical brand of basketball. They play hard. Everybody's on the same page. And even if you beat the Grizzlies, they take a lot out of you in terms of how they try to wear you down.
And then Griffin with the dunk.
Not a good idea. To let him get such good position in the paint.
It's more than a bad idea. It's real trouble. I mean, he'll make that 10 out of 10 times.
Thompson misses. The Heat trail by 3. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Grizzlies will take it.
Not the kind of pass you want to be making right there. He's lucky it wasn't stolen.
Well, it was the Memphis Grizzlies in their last game, a loss to the Raptors. And he hits it and gets hacked on the play. A three-point possibility if he can convert the free throw.
Nice work on the inside. Hard to get that one up and over the big fella.
Well, it's not supposed to be easy down there, and a little artistry on the inside helped him make it happen.
And Miami calls their first time out of the game.
And for Kyle Lowry, a guy who just has an unbelievable nose for the basketball, the triple-double comes naturally to him now. Top 10 in the league the past 2 seasons. In his short time with the Raptors, he's already their career leader in that category.
Griffin down low. He's against Jordan. And Jordan sends it back.
In building this lead, they've done a terrific job finishing their defensive sequences with the backboard. That has been key.
Yeah, you're right, Greg. Not one second chance bucket for the opposition. They're boxing out on every shot.
We're getting back to Kyle Lowry. The reason he's always a triple-double threat, Clark, because of his great work on the glass for a guard. Tough, strong, relentless, and committed to getting rebounds.
He's got the attitude of a power forward, even though he is a point guard. That's why he's one of the best rebounding guards in the league. It's his mentality.
Lopez, he's checked in for Miami. Well, from the moment he stepped into the league, Klay Thompson was lights out in terms of shooting. Clark, he has never had a problem knocking one down.
Well, the first player in league history to notch 500 made threes in his first 3 seasons in the league. That is remarkable.
And Miami making a change here. Scott's checked in. But they'll get another chance. Smith drives in. Batum wide open. He fires. It's good. The assist that time from Smith.
And for Thompson, his three-pointer was his calling card early on. But I love the way he's expanded his game every season. He's become a very good defender and broadened his offensive game as well.
For 3, Smith. Good work defensively by Lowry.
Tell you what, they haven't wasted any time getting into the swing of things on the boards.
And even this early, that's a good omen for the rest of the game.
And stolen by Barnes. Thompson for 3. The shot is off. And it's Miami the other way.
You know, and speaking of Thompson expanding his game, he's also come out of his shell a little bit. Very quiet early on, but he has gotten more and more comfortable in the league and becoming more outspoken.
And the shot no good, a bit short.
Major defensive lapse right there. I mean, he's not a player you can leave open for a jump shot. You got to stay attached to him. They're lucky he couldn't punish them for it.
Lowry with the ball. Now Smith defending.
Well, I tell you what, the defenders didn't even get a sniff of him on that move to the hoop.
And Batum kicks the wall. Good ball movement here by the Heat. Here's Smith. Powered down with both hands.
Solid work on the back end of that play.
Yeah, finish hard with 2 hands on the stuff.
Yeah, nothing extravagant, guys, but again, no need on that one.
So timeout called here. The first for Memphis.
And Robin Lopez, last season, he missed about 6 weeks with that broken hand, but freak injuries aside, he's been pretty durable over the course of his career. Had played in all 82 games the previous 2 seasons.
So Memphis ends up going with the new group. And then for Miami, Ross is checked in for Batum. Curry comes in for Smith. And it's Calderon in for John Wall. Lopez with the steal. The tray. Calderon, no good. Memphis leading. And here we go. The Grizzlies on a fast break. Poked away. Livingston kicks to Gordon. Now here's Arthur. Guarded by Kerr. And the dunk by Arthur.
And guys, he saw his chance to earn a little camera time there and took it.
Rocking the rim with some major force.
Lazy defense there, though, fellas. Somebody's got to be willing to put their body on the line and try to impede his path there.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
You know, the defense, Greg, has really been kept off balance because of the outstanding passes. 4 straight field goals have been made off an assist.
Scott, good.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync. Tremendous communication and awareness.
And there's the pass to Barnes. Shoots the 3. That one's off. He starts the game with a miss. Right side Curry. Fires the 3. The shot's good on the assist by Calderon. Curry's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Here's Livingston. Here's Chandler. And they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a 3-point play.
Now that's how you pick up second chance points. Stay active and be ready as soon as the shot goes up. You know, there was a time when some thought Tyson Chandler would be a draft bust. But, you know, it took some time before he found his niche and has been one of the best bigs in the NBA for the span of his career. You know, that shows you also when you draft guys out of high school, they're going to need a couple more years to really define who they are as players.
He feeds it to Arthur. And they have their chances. 2 offensive rebounds, but they still come up empty. Here's Calderon. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup. Now it's a 4-point Miami lead. Chandler was a bit of a late bloomer, but you can't argue with his presence on the floor now.
Well, he won a title and embodies what you need to do in order to win titles. I mean, Chandler makes all the difference on defense, and that's why teams will just still want him even late in his career.
No good from Ross.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
It's been kind of a comedy of errors for them in the first half so far. They've been all over the place.
Yeah, just too many turnovers, and it has not been pretty offensively.
The Heat leading by 4. There's 25 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Lopez. Can't hit. Chandler with the defensive effort.
It's still early, but they've started to establish themselves on the glass here.
Yeah, scrapping, Clark, for each and every rebound. They are not backing down.
Outside Curry. Got it up. And it would have counted had it fallen, but it's offline. And so both teams trading buckets as we end the first quarter. It's the Heat up by 2. Live from the FedEx Forum, you're watching 2K Sports. To this point, a closely contested game as we start the second quarter. And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for the Heat.
They've been making some really nice passes out there. Excellent passing. That could set the tone for the rest of the game.
And also, how about the fact defensively, they're getting that backboard and getting out in transition, especially in this first half.
On the court for Miami here in the second. We've got Channing Frye. All out there with J.R. Smith. Then there's Griffin. And it's Batum in the small forward spot. Barnes can't get it to go. Wall attacking. And he gets it to go. Wall's got the lead up to 4 now for Miami.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Clearly just an example of a different mindset between these teams.
And it's the Heat on the break. Wall's running. And the rejection by Ezeli. Here's Randolph. Nice pass, nice catch, and a resounding dunk.
Now, this is why the breakaway rim was invented, for plays just like that.
Well, he almost brought the whole thing down, Clark, by hanging on that long.
Yeah, he did.
I tell you what, though, great dunk, and this is even a better game we got going on right now.
You know, Dave Yeager, the coach for the Grizzlies, has really become a big-name coach quite quickly. You know, he's worked his way up the Memphis coaching ladder and has had a ton of success early on in his career.
Outside, Wall. To halt the run. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
And really, he epitomizes what a point guard should be. I mean, his skill as a passer might actually be matched by that creativity he shows around the rim.
Well, judging by that jam, Greg, I'd say you're absolutely right.
Boy, that's a nice surge for them just when they needed it in a game that was so tight.
And here's Fry from the arc. And the foul called on Blake Griffin. That's foul number 2 for him. And the Grizzlies making a change here. Barnes is checked in. And it's Lowry penetrating. Outside for Randolph. Hits it from three-point range. And it's a 6-point Grizzly lead.
It seems that every pass they make is leading to a score here. I mean, that's just exquisite ball movement.
And that's because the ball is looking for the best shot, and it's really paid off for them during the run.
Great pass. John Wall is really good at finding the open man.
Barbosa kicks to Randolph. And it's Memphis with another.
I love his shot selection today. He set the bar for the rest of the team.
In the corner, Smith with it. Stolen by Barbosa. Oh, and there's the alley-oop.
Well, there's hot guys, and then there's really hot. They just can't miss.
You know, Greg, sometimes you'll see an individual guy go on a shooting tear like this, but the whole squad, wow.
Now a timeout called by Miami. Without question, Zach Randolph displaying his skills today.
He's really taking it to him inside. They got to find a way to slow him down.
And some changes here for the Grizzlies. Jordan comes in for Ezeli. And it's Thompson in for Leandro Barbosa. And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed in the second quarter of play. And finished off by Griffin.
You know, sort of surprising he goes for a slam that difficult while they're trailing.
Yeah, but still, you know what? A magnificent move to the rim.
I tell you what, guys, I don't care what the score is. That's the play we're going to remember when this game is over.
The Heat trail by 8. It's Wall with the drive. Batum passes to Smith. Wall dishes to Fry. He kicks it to Griffin. Just 4 to shoot. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
And for all of the improvements he's made to his game, one wonders why Blake Griffin isn't a better shot blocker. I mean, he clearly has the motor and the athleticism, but for some reason over his first 5 seasons, he's averaged only a half a block per game.
And regarding Griffin's low block shot number, for some guys, they simply lack a certain field, Clark, for blocking shots.
Yeah, you know, there's something about the aptitude for shot blocking that sometimes is understated. Just because you're a high flyer in the front court doesn't mean you're going to block a lot of shots.
Stolen by Randolph. Here's Barnes. And then jammed down as it goes right over Blake Griffin. Wow, and that sort of showmanship is just deflating right now to a team trying, Clark, to get back into this game like this.
Yeah, definitely a jam with emphasis. A big apostrophe or exclamation point. How about maybe even a question mark, partner?
Yeah, I would have to say there are a lot of questions right now from a defensive standpoint. That's for sure.
Tell you what, he can do a lot more damage to that rim than that when he wants to.
And you know, Clark, with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
Me too.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm glad he didn't, because otherwise we'd probably have a 45-minute delay here if he shattered the backboard.
A shot by Batum, no good. Memphis leading by 9. A shot by Thompson, and no one's around. Oh!
And just another example, Kevin, of how they built this lead, just outworking them.
Greg, that was definitely an effort play right there. You talk about that all the time, fighting to get proper position, then slamming home the putback.
Yep, and if they can maintain this energy level, their lead will be safe.
And so here is Miami, following the score by Memphis. For 3, Smith. Miami no good on that time either. Barnes kicks to Randolph. That's good.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
Stolen by Thompson. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on John Wall. That'll be his second foul of the game.
And that's foul number 2. And maybe you don't sit him at this point, but you really have to be careful to not pick up another before half.
And it's good. And it's 8 points for Klay Thompson.
The field goal percentage has been bumped up into the high 50s now.
And when you're shooting like this, you should be winning. They're scoring with tremendous efficiency. And another miss. Oof. He's having a really ugly game.
Yeah, about as ugly as you can have, you're right. Over to the wing. Nobody near Barnes. And the wing jumper offline. Smith for 3. And the rebound goes to the Grizzlies. Randolph's got 4 rebounds in this game.
You know, he just hasn't looked right to me. A bit out of sorts, if you will. Something's off with his mechanics, at least as I look at it.
And here's Wall after the three-pointer from Klay Thompson.
And he has really come to life here after a slow start in that first quarter.
Lowry drives in. Lets the 3 fly. Thompson misses.
It has not been an easy quarter for him, at least offensively speaking.
Smith with it. Lowry picks him up. And Fry kicks to Batum. The feed to Griffin. Stolen by Randolph. And he lobs it up. And it's Barnes slamming it down.
What a beautiful pass to set that one up.
The pass might have been pretty, but the finish, I thought, Clark, angry.
That's a heck of a combination. Pretty pass and an angry punch.
And that's what makes the alley-oop such a terrific play when you're able to execute it. Well, I think it's been said about 1,000 times now how Coach Spoelstra started as a video coordinator with the Heat, but he's been with the organization for so long, they are starting to become synonymous.
Terrell Arthur, he's checked in for Memphis. Livingston comes in for Kyle Lowry. Wall attacking. It's hauled in by DeAndre Jordan. Jordan's got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. Scott against Thompson. 5 to shoot. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. And guys, last season, Klay Thompson made his first All-Star trip overall. Clark, his game took a huge leap forward.
Hey, I agree with you, Kevin. And a big reason for that, I think, was his spot on Team USA. Playing the way he did and with that group really lifted his confidence.
Excellent point. Catching up on the changes for Memphis. Tyson Chandler, who's checked in for Jordan. And Eric Gordon subbed in for Barnes. And it's Gordon finishing it off.
Ooh, quick hands on the steal and then just mad hops on the slam.
Great sequence for them defensively and Clark offensively.
Well, one usually leads to the other, Kevin. That's just good, aggressive, attacking basketball at both ends.
Barnes, who's checked in for the Grizzlies.
And Thompson last season set the record for most points ever in a quarter with 37. Made all 13 shots and 2 free throws and finished the game with 52 points.
Heat have gone 7 of 16, shooting just under 50% here in the second quarter. Here's Curry. Chandler with the block. Tries again. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
Shooting 100% in the quarter. They've made them all, taking full advantage at the line.
I tell you what, nice job making the most of their opportunities.
And both free throws good from Arthur.
And Thompson making all 9 of his 3-pointers in that game. I mean, that was also a record, the most 3-pointers in a quarter. I think that performance sealed his place among the All-Star reserves. Wow, got that one off right in the face of the big fella. Nice quick-fire release.
Yeah, and the mid-range shot really the only option in that situation. Sometimes when you're facing a bigger guy, you can't get it all the way to the rim.
And Miami shooting pretty well at 46% from the floor. And the jam by Ross.
I tell you what, you got to love his aggressiveness finishing inside like that.
Well, his leaping ability, Clark, gives him a great advantage.
And that's why they look to get him the ball around the rim. It's either a dunk or free throws every time. You know, he's had better starts, obviously, but he's shaking it off here in the second.
The wide open look here for Lopez. No good with the triple. Here's Chandler. That's tipped. And they'll keep possession. Here's Gordon. And that one's good. Gordon's got 6 in the quarter.
He got off to a slow start. It took him a little while to get into the flow of this game, but he's turned it on here in the second.
Calderon passes to Scott. The fadeaway. It's rebounded by Memphis.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
And it's been a well-rounded performance. I mean, strong rebounding has certainly been at the center of it, but it's been good on a number of levels.
Curry, good.
Shooting lots more threes here in the second.
And given their percentages, I'm not sure that's a good idea. They've struggled to connect from the perimeter.
Now here's Gordon. He has 6. Launches it. And the foul called on Darrell Arthur. That is his first foul of the game.
That's his first personal foul.
19 seconds left to play here in the half. Calderon kicks to Ross. Outside for Curry. Got it off in time, but it's no good. A dominating first half of basketball, and so far hasn't been close. Grizzlies out in front, running away with this one. Live from the FedEx Forum, you're watching 2K Sports. Welcome back, everyone. We're ready to get going again as this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports continues. Players are topped off with Gatorade, hydrated, and ready to get going again as well.
Talk about being on his game. Look at the numbers for Thompson. He's got 16 points, and he's got 2 baskets from out in three-point land.
And I'm sure they'd like to get a few more of those out of him.
Well, we're getting back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. We'll see if that changes here in the third. Klay Thompson has been sensational.
And really, all of a sudden, he's becoming their best distributor, doing a great job of orchestrating their offense.
Greg, typically that's not the role he usually plays, and I'm not sure how comfortable he is in it, but they've needed him to make some plays today, and he's been able to do it to his credit.
They've got Harrison Barnes. Zach Randolph is out there with DeAndre Jordan. Then there's Lowry. And it's Thompson in at the 2 guard. That's the lineup in the game for Memphis. Wall with it. Lowry picks him up. Smith outside. They get it back. And Batum kicks to Fry. From outside, off the mark.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass. Always some entertainment value when you go with the windmill jam.
Yeah, rim shaker and the wrist breaker.
Outrageous, guys.
And here comes Smith leading the fast break. And he gets it to go. Smith's got 9 points.
Really, the defense is helpless to stop a layup right there. Just too much of an advantage in terms of the mismatch.
Randolph kicks to Thompson. This one for 3. Again, the miss by Thompson. Outside, Wall. The Grizzlies pull it in. Randolph's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Thompson for the triple. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Jordan. And that's now 19 points for Klay Thompson. And Wall kicks to Fry. The dish now to Griffin. Wide open. It's hauled in by DeAndre Jordan. Jordan's got rebound number 10 tonight with that last one. Well, last year, DeAndre Jordan turned in another great defensive performance. In fact, first team all-defense announced in the NBA after last season. Anchored his team as he always seems to do.
And Jordan was a force in the middle. Over 2 blocks a game again, and changed countless others with his effort.
Jose Calderon, he's checked in for Miami. Miami on defense. And it's Lowry penetrating. Out to Thompson. The tray. And again, it's the Grizzlies from deep.
And they clearly are just destroying this group right now from the three-point line.
Yeah, and the defense knows it. I mean, they are fully stretched out trying to stop the three-point shot and still haven't been able to do it.
Here's Griffin. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. It's going to be on DeAndre Jordan. And guys, Blake Griffin has got to be one of the more humble stars in the league. You rarely hear about off-court issues in interviews. He's engaging and comes off kind of as a regular guy.
That's the way it appears to me, Kevin. The young man has his head screwed on pretty tight and both feet on the ground. He started out as a class act, and he stayed one.
Lowry dishes to Randolph. Thompson passes to Jordan. And he dunks it down. That gives him a double-double in this one. 10 points and 11 rebounds.
Scoring well here at the midway point, and now they're starting to put some distance between them.
Well, offensively, they just continue to roll. I mean, they're padding that lead bit by bit as a result.
Timeout called, the Heat.
And talking about Blake Griffin, one of the more well-liked players in our league, but also one of the most heat-up players, top 5 in the league for the past 4 seasons. He's been ejected from several games as well.
And Miami has possession. 3 minutes gone now in the third quarter.
And, you know, getting back to Griffin, it's hard to stay grounded in this league. All the money, endorsements, ad campaigns, commercials, and so forth, that stuff can take you off track. But I think he's going to be grounded and maintain his focus going forward.
Second team foul.
Now here's Lowry. 8 points for him. Thompson. And he jams it after taking the nice feed on the run.
And the big lead becomes bigger. They are playing with purpose here tonight, guys.
And they're doing it at both ends of the floor. I mean, that's what you like to see. They've been controlling the action from both ends of the court.
And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. One thing about Jose Calderon, you could see the frustration in him last season playing a career-low 42 games, and his averages were down pretty much, Greg, across the board.
Yeah, and Kevin, he was brought in to kind of invigorate the Knicks' point guard position, but following a preseason calf injury, you know, he missed the team's first 13 games and never was able to really get going. Remember, coming into a new system where he had to learn how to play differently, and then after all that, you know, you have to shut him down because of that left Achilles.
We've gone about 3.5 minutes into the third now. The drive by Thompson.
He has really shot the ball extremely well, as you'd expect. Like we say, he's been making sweet string music all day long.
For 3, Smith. That falls. Nice feed this time from Jose Calderon. Calderon's got 4 assists in the game.
And getting back to Jose Calderon, he's been an extremely efficient shooter for a point guard, 48% from the field throughout his career. But last season, he couldn't hit it at all. I mean, he dropped down to 41%.
Out to Smith. And the Heat, another 3.
Their three-point percentage has taken a big leap here in this second half.
And their lasers are starting to do their thing. I mean, that's going to be the ticket for them the rest of the way.
Randolph kicks to Lowry. And he floats in for the easy 2. Credit the assist on that one. Lowry's got 10.
And, you know, on the topic of Jose Calderon, his game is predicated on getting others involved. Last season, he had Carmelo Anthony to throw it to, and really pretty much no one else. So defenders could key on him a little more, causing him, I thought, to become just a little less efficient. Wow, that's a really smooth finish.
That's why we and they always love seeing him at the end of those breaks. He makes it look fun and easy.
There's the lob to the hoop. Barnes can't get it to go.
It's hard not to go for it when you...
That time either.
Such a ridiculous dunk.
High riser, no doubt about it.
Goodness, I mean, you come to expect plays like that. That never gets old.
And that one's good.
He has been fantastic this quarter, guys. It's just the kind of effort they need if they're going to continue to trim the lead.
Outside for Lowry. It's tipped. Up the floor. Smith with the basket on the assist by Calderon. Calderon's got assist number 7 for him tonight.
Well, he certainly isn't the one to blame for them being in the hole. He's been on the money with his game.
And that one's good, Barnes.
Man, he's having quite the quarter, converting at a really high percentage.
Smith kicks to Calderon. Feeds it to Fry. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
That's his first personal.
You know, Channing Frye signed a 4-year, $32 million contract in 2014. And in the very first leg of that contract, promptly had his worst season in 5 years. In fact, he even lost his starting job along the way.
And the Heat with some changes. Robin Lopez is checked in for Griffin. Ross comes in for J.R. Smith. And Curry subbed in for Jose Calderon. Here is Livingston. A look at his stats. He averages a bit over 8 points a game. Well, talking about Channing Frye last year, the three-point shot still there for the second straight season, Greg. He hit the second most threes among power forwards again, landing in back of Kevin Love.
Yeah, and offensively fine, but that defense, Kevin, was not there. And Frye was neither quick enough or aggressive enough to stop anyone. And you know he has the talent. It's up to him. He's got to dig a little deeper if he really wants to realize his potential.
No good from Ross. Memphis has gone downtown a lot since halftime. They've missed 5 of their 9 attempts out there.
Man, can you always depend on him or what to lead you to the right place with that pass? Money.
Curry's shot is off.
Ill-advised shot there, Clark.
Yeah, exactly. That was lower than low percentage.
Miami's gone 3 of 5 with the long ball since entering the second half. Batum. Good, and Curry gets the assist. Curry's got 3 assists tonight.
And when it comes to size, it's not a one-on-one matchup that favors him.
Well, you wouldn't know it with that finish, I'll tell you. I mean, that took a little bit of creativity right there.
Gordon dishes to Barnes. Shot clock at 6. Gordon goes in, and it's blocked by Scott. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. John Wall's checked in for Nicholas Batum. Here is Wall. He's got 13. It falls through, making him 6 for 11 in the game.
You know, huge height advantage there, but because of the great body control, he's able to cancel it out.
Agreed. The body control essential in that situation. I mean, if you're giving up a bunch of height, then you better be able to manufacture things in the air.
And they call over the back here. Too much contact.
Yeah, a bit over eager right there. Left his feet too early.
Yeah, and if you're already boxed out like he was, just back up. Because if you don't, you're going to get called for the over-the-back foul every time.
Again, the miss by Gordon.
Can't get anything to drop. I mean, the way he's going, it's probably not something he should try and shoot his way out of.
Well, they say you should shoot your way out of it, but his teammates probably have other thoughts in mind. The last thing they want to see him doing is continuing to cast that jumper up.
And it's good. Assisting on the play was Livingston. And it's 8 points for Eric Gordon. And what's your take, guys, on the hustle stats for the Grizzlies?
We've seen them make the extra effort from a defensive standpoint, closing out airspace and sending shots back.
They haven't wasted time getting the ball up the court tonight either, and it's resulted in a lot of fast break points.
Lopez, no luck.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get many looks better from that range.
Chandler, the pass to Livingston. Ross with the steal. Clark, some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some momentum here, Kevin.
He's got some serious momentum going right now. He's been great all day. Even last game, he was on fire.
And it's sent back by Lopez. And Curry, the bucket on the assist by Scott. Scott's got 3 assists in the game.
They're not as aggressive from the outside here, but maybe they should think about stretching the defense a little bit, like they did in the first half. I mean, stretching the defense makes it easier to score inside, too.
Timeout called, the Grizzlies.
And you can tell they're just a little out of sync. I think he just wants to get everybody back on the same page.
Yeah, I like this timeout, Greg. I think it's a good one because it looks like they need a minute to talk things through here.
Jordan, he's checked in for Tyson Chandler. Well, it was Miami winning their last game against New Orleans. Livingston kicks to Gordon. Dishes to Arthur. They set the pick. Back to Gordon. Offensive rebound. Arthur up top. Defended by Scott. Arthur dishes to Livingston. A second chance effort. And that's good for two. Livingston's got his second bucket tonight.
You know, that part of the floor, guys, is more or less his real sweet spot, right in his wheelhouse.
It's Wall with the drive. Ross for three. Outside for Curry. Just 5 to shoot.
It's been a good night for Curry. 10 points, and he's knocked down a pair of three-pointers in this game, too.
And maybe it's time for them to set a few more screens for him up top and let him add to that total.
The Grizzlies making a switch here. Barbosa's checked in. He doesn't get the second one.
And John Wall, guys, is still one of the most explosive players in the league. His speed makes professional athletes look like they are stuck in mud.
Inside. Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. Ross kicks to Curry. The Heat rebound. The Grizzlies shooting it well here in the third, about 50%. Here's Livingston. And it's blocked by Curry. Barbosa for three. And it's Barbosa again missing. Here's Curry. Shot from 16. No good. And as we conclude the third quarter, pretty much a blowout. It's been a... And we're rolling here again with the fourth quarter. Might not come down to the wire, but you never know. And so here's Memphis. On the floor for Miami, starting the fourth. Terrence Ross is out there with Scott. Then it's Wall. Then it's Curry. And it's Lopez in a center. Here's Randolph. And the layup's good off the glass. Randolph's got the fourth quarter started here with a bucket for the Grizzlies. And Curry, here we go. Good D by Thompson. The Grizzlies shooting has been great, up over 50%. In fact, 52%. And it's Barnes slamming it down.
It's been about tempo and pace with this group, and it's led to a huge advantage in fast break points.
Greg, it's really the main reason they're in front. All that early offense. I mean, when they've had the chance to push it, they've pushed it.
Timeout called, the Heat.
Zach Randolph getting up there in his mid-30s, but his game has never been based on explosiveness. So it's all about strength, skill, and craft when you talk about Zebo, and he's aging gracefully.
JaVale McGee's checked in for Memphis. Festus Ezeli comes in for Zach Randolph. The Heat also changing it up. Nicholas Batum, he's checked in for Terrence Ross. And J.R. Smith's subbed in for Curry. Miami with the ball. And Randolph Clark can struggle in matchups against quicker power forwards or those spread fours.
Yeah, but even though he struggles on the perimeter against those guys, he punishes them when he gets them inside in his operating area at the offensive end. Most big men have a hard time dealing with him in the paint.
Very good point.
Kyle Lowry with a beautiful setup.
And the slam dunk by Wall.
And guys, how fun is it watching this fella just go to work?
Greg, it's not every point guard who can climb the ladder like he can.
Not at all.
Well, I tell you, I think his body control and concentration in the air are really unique.
Lopez left side. Heat moving the ball around. Smith. And it doesn't even draw iron.
Their rebounding has been off the charts today, guys. Reason number one, this game is out of hand.
Exactly, Clark. Their lead is not surprising given their advantage on the backboard.
And Thompson sends it back. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Thompson. Gordon's checked in for Memphis.
Aaron Gordon.
Second minute off the clock now in the fourth. It's Wall with the drive. Smith for three. And it's Smith again missing. Gordon kicks to McGee. It's taken away by Smith. Wall passes to Smith. Back to Wall. Baseline try. Lopez dishes to Wall. It's stolen by Lowry. And now here comes Gordon leading the break. And the dunk by Barnes.
How about the quick hands on the steal and the quick feet on the break?
Yeah, a careless, silly mistake there, though. I mean, coughing the ball up and then not being quick enough to get back on defense, that's costly.
And the foul on Mike Scott. That is his first foul of the game.
Remember, for a long time, flopping was like the #1 concern in the NBA. I mean, it still happens a lot, but the rules have curbed it quite a bit. We have seen less and less flopping the last few years. And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal. And then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
That indicates the importance of great on-the-ball defense, as was displayed right there.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on John Wall. That will be foul number 5 on him. Some changes for Memphis. Tyson Chandler, he's checked in for JaVale McGee. Randolph comes in for Festus Ezeli. And it's Thompson in for Eric Gordon. Lowry kicks to Randolph.
He power surged that one down. Wow.
Yeah, good term to use. One of the game's top dunkers for sure.
Folks, that's not a petty, not a Manny. That's a facial.
Some doubted how the flopping fines would have worked. Overall, there have been less egregious flops for the better in the NBA.
Yeah, and there will always be room for embellishment, but I like the fines because it really does minimize the number of extravagant flops. Guys have adjusted, and they're not laying down as much as they used to.
Here's Smith after the made shot from Klay Thompson. 14 feet away, and that's an air ball. Not even close.
He's been wayward and just off on about everything he's put up in this period.
Bangs home the trifecta. Thompson's got 18 points now here in the second half.
And they're really in a good position here, thanks in part to the way he's been able to score the basketball.
Fantastic dunk, and he decided to hang around up there for a while, Kevin.
Well, maybe, he didn't want to land awkwardly. I don't know.
Yeah,
Oh, guys, come on. He's up there posing. He's posing for the photographers. That's all that's about.
And Lowry gets it to go.
This guy will really make you pay if you leave him enough room outside.
And it's Smith penetrating. And J.R. Smith picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
And one thing that I know a lot of fans are worried about is NBA jerseys with ads on them. It's something the NBA has explored more in depth recently and would be another stream of revenue for the league.
Leandro Barbosa. He's checked in for Kyle Lowry.
And an open path to the hoop there. Easy bucket. We've seen that far too many times today.
Pass to Batum. And it's Smith penetrating. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. Smith's got 5 points now this quarter. And with the ads on the jerseys, it isn't something that would sit well with the fans probably, but around the globe, almost every other league in the world has ads on their jerseys.
You know, the NBA has shown that they're willing to try new things with jerseys, much like they've looked at other issues. It started with the sleeve jerseys, and advertisements is just another area they're exploring.
Here's Thompson. Shot from free throw range. No good off the front iron. And Batum throws it down.
Excellent work there in transition.
Yeah, I think it's always better to go early in transition, to attack when it's there, because oftentimes you can beat the defense down the floor.
And to nobody's surprise, Zach Randolph enjoyed an outstanding season, Clark, in 14-15.
And, you know, ironically, by taking more of a backseat to front court make Marc Gasol, Randolph played better, the best rebound rate of his career.
Looking at who's out there now for the Grizzlies. Barnes comes in for Harrison Barnes. And it's Livingston in for Thompson. Chandler with the steal. Here's Barnes. And they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a three-point play. JaVale McGee's checked in for Zach Randolph.
And for the Grizzlies, they had to be encouraged by Randolph's play after signing him to that extension. I mean, he'd been set back by the knee injury, but he came back in a big way. And Randolph happy to be back in Memphis. He said, this is home. This is where I belong. And look, he's helped establish this team as a power in the Western Conference. And for me, this is the right place for him to be.
Bazili's checked in for Memphis. A shot by Batum, no good. Pass to Barbosa. Barnes dishes to Chandler. Azili kicks to Barbosa. Can't hit. Wall with some nice defense.
Frozen. Guy is just ice cold, unable to contribute offensively.
From deep. The rebound by Azili. Azili's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. On its way from Barbosa for 2. And it's Barbosa again missing. And it's out of bounds. The Heat able to retain possession here.
Risky pass in a situation like that. Very lucky that wasn't a steal.
Fortunate to get it through. I thought he was headed the other way with that one.
Now here's Wall. Here's Lopez. And the rebound goes to the Grizzlies. Livingston's got 4 rebounds in this game. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. Stolen by Barbosa. From the corner. And the rejection by Smith. Here's Wall. Boom, he jams it straight down.
You have got to be kidding me. I mean, that's a point guard playing like a power forward.
And he can do a little bit of everything out there.
Yeah, he torches defenders in all kinds of ways. When he's on the floor, he's a matchup headache.
Powered down as the whistle blows. A 3-point play chance.
And Kevin, the knack for the offensive rebound are a big part of what makes this guy special.
Not to mention, Greg, his ability to finish with strength just like that.
Yeah, he's an invaluable asset for them to have. No question about it.
Catching up on the changes for Memphis. Zach Randolph is checked in for Chandler. Barnes comes in for Barnes. Thompson, he's checked in for Leandro Barbosa. And it's Kyle Lowry in for Sean Livingston. Just 2 to shoot. Wall missing again. Lowry with the ball. Now Smith defending. Thompson with the bucket.
He has a lot of points from long range this half. He's taken advantage of a really tired defense.
Smith outside. From deep three-point range. No luck. And Memphis the other way now. Thompson inside the line. Great D that time from Batum.
And if the shot's not there, you've got to understand that. Move the basketball.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm not quite sure what his mindset or what he was thinking there. I mean, that was just a terrible shot.
Here's Lowry. The Heat getting the bucket. Azili the pass to Randolph. Cannot hit. Nice D from Scott.
And he thought he had a clear path to the hoop, but the defense didn't give up on that play and cut him off.
Batum dishes the Wall. Back to Batum. And stolen by Barnes. Thompson for the triple. And it's Miami with the rebound. Batum's got 9 rebounds now tonight.
Memphis foul.
And there's the call on Klay Thompson. That's foul number 2 for him.
Second personal foul.
On the wing, Batum. Covered by Barnes. Batum against Barnes. 5 on the clock. Wall. Power down with both hands.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout. Big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for the Grizzlies.
Agreed, Steve, and as one-sided as it gets today, you know, Clark, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
You're right, Kevin. It's hard to think of anything that didn't go right for them. I mean, game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was spot on.
And these guys already with 45 wins on the year, so tonight we'll make it 46.
And so they win their first game against this squad. It's a 2-game season series, and they'll be going for the sweep the next time they face off.
Yeah, and Greg, when it is just a 2-game season series, the team winning game 1 has that slight mental edge going into the second meeting, knowing they've already solved their opponent one time and only have to do it one more time.
And when you look back at this one, what an amazing performance this was for Thompson. He was doing everything right, and the points came in bunches. Definitely had the hot hand.
Outside Lowry. Persistence pays off as they finally hit a shot.
Well, they're going to walk out of here with a win and send this crowd home happy.
Yeah, you know, it was a real solid performance for them in a lot of areas. I mean, they should be proud of their work tonight.
He dishes it to Randolph. It's off. So no problem for Memphis as they get the win. And the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
Yeah, they were clicking in every way. I mean, all cylinders go. No question about that. And once they pulled away, they didn't let up.
And that about wraps it up. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. And now the award-winning Ernie Johnson will take it from here. We'll see you next time.
think you wanna get rich. You don't really want it. You ain't really trying to get rich. Nah, you don't really want it. Now you don't want that late night gas with no brake light, crash in the daylight. I see it in your face. You don't want that blood, sweat, tears in a bunk bed. Peers know they upset. That Lambo in your gate. Nah, you can't take a loss like that. Off that. Wasn't really forced to shop at Ross like that. Don't know how it feel to get afford like that. Off deck. Right back, had to get it out the mud. We took. Now they tell me do it for the love. Gotta do it just because. Got this ballin' in my blood. Think I came this far to shoot dubs. I don't think you try to get rich. You don't want it. You ain't really trying to get rich. You don't want it. I don't think you want. Now you ain't got what it takes to do it like me. Get your head up in the game or you can sightsee. Waiting for a handout, this ain't that right league. Spend so much time out here ballin', it's my wifey. These are what I live, I breathe, I sleep, my dreams are lavish. Went from check to check to check the balance. I press, I bet you flop, you all theatric. I'm mostly savage, gambling, take advantage. I'm here to ball while you call off work. When that top jump back, what I call off vert. Before I hit my context, check my call off first. See if I can make a play to get it all off merge. Woo! Let an animal loose. My separation off finesse, I'm just preparing to shoot. Or I can put you on some skates, breaking ankles and noose. Saying this is what they pay me to do. I don't think you try